Hi there. My name is Steven. Thank you for joining me this evening. In today's chapter, we look into a promising young lady's bright future that was taken away from her. She was 22, a basketball player at the state level, having competed for Nagaland in the U23 National Basketball Championship held in Guwahati. She had won a gold medal in the Nagaland Olympics and was an honor student who placed first at St. Joseph's College in Kohima. On October 25, 2025, her remains were discovered concealed beneath firewood and placed near a ring well close to a home in Old Ministers Hill Colony, Kohima. No one would have foreseen that her life would come to a tragic end because of something as minor as refusal to make a cup of tea. This is the story of Vihozonu Zao. On October 24, 2025, which was a regular Friday, basketball practice was cancelled due to bad weather conditions. Zao's coach Salu Kadete from the team ABC later mentioned that she generally attended practice even on days off. But on that particular day, she did not show up. That afternoon, around 2 p.m., an event occurred at her home that would take her life. The following morning, at approximately 7 a.m., some neighbors near the ring well saw something unsettling. It appeared to be a pile of firewood and some discarded items. But upon inspecting the items closely, they discovered it was not just trash, it was a body, and they immediately contacted the authorities. By 7:45 a.m., the officers from the police station had been alerted and had reached the area to secure it. The victim showed clear signs of head injuries. The careful manner in which the body had been hidden indicated that someone had put considerable thought into covering up their actions. The identity of Vihozonu Zao was established very quickly. At 22 years old, she was the daughter of the late Vihozonu Zao from Jakama village. This finding caused significant distress in the Old Ministers Hill colony. In this neighborhood, residents were familiar with one another. But who was Vihozonu Zao? Vihozonu Zao was born on September 19, 2003, in Jakama village in the Kohima district of Nagaland, India. She was a child of Vihozonu Zao. Her early years were filled with sorrow. Her father passed away on October 12, 2011, when she was just 8 years old. The details concerning her mother still remains unknown to the public. News articles do not mention her, and the family has not shared information about her publicly. Following her father's passing, Vihozonu and her younger brother were brought up by their grandmother and aunts in the family home located in Old Ministers Hill. Even though she faced the sorrow of losing her father at a young age, Vihozonu flourished. She excelled in her studies and was a strong contender in basketball. Her coach described her as a fighter, someone who always fought for what was right. Krila Sakuo Keretsu, who is the head of the Kohima District Basketball Association, recalled the time that she represented Kohima and achieved the gold medal in Nagaland in 2022. She did not merely participate in the game. He noted that she was the essence of the sport. She served as an inspiration for every child who observed the play, demonstrating that determination and a positive attitude could lead to success. Earlier in 2025, she had competed for Nagaland in the Under-23 National Basketball Championship held in Guwahati. In June 2025, she became part of the team ABC. Her coach, Saleh Kadete, recalled her as an enthusiastic person who was always delighted to learn and understand the basics of the sport. Teammates depicted her as driven, always willing to come in for additional practice during slow periods. Her friend Lika Ai portrayed her as more than just a sports player. She also saw that she was a bright scholar. Vihozonu had just completed her degree at St. Joseph's College in Kohima, ranking first place in the economics program. At the age of 22, she had a promising future before her. A great student, a career in professional basketball, and the dream of starting her own family one day. Her whole future was stripped away from her in a single moment of anger involving a cup of tea. News about Vihozonu passing spread quickly throughout Kohima and all of Nagaland. The basketball community was heartbroken. The Nagaland Basketball Association released a statement. Vihozonu represented more than just an athlete. She embodied hope, discipline, and persistence for many young athletes throughout Nagaland. On October 25th, thousands assembled at PHQ Junction in Kohima for a candlelight vigil. On October 30th, the basketball community conducted their own vigil at the D. Kale Basketball Court in Sekazo, the same court where Vihozonu had played numerous games. Candles brightened the area where she used to dribble, shoot, and defend. A family member, Lawrence Solo, addressed the vigil, stating that the manner in which she was taken away from them was pointless and extremely harsh. It filled them with rage and a profound feeling of injustice. At the same time, the police were making efforts to solve this case that they described as a blind case. Initially, there were no obvious clues. There were no clear suspects or any witnesses, and the place where Vihozonu's body was located was not the site of her murder. A specialized investigation team was established on October 26, directed by Additional Superintendent of Police K. Soriso, along with 8 other members. They diligently questioned relatives and local residents, reviewed phone records, and followed movements. Forensic tests found blood evidence within the home, confirming that the murder had taken place inside the house, notably in the kitchen area. The autopsy indicated that her head was struck with a blunt object, leading to a fractured skull. There was no indication of strangulation or sexual violence. After 11 days of investigation, on the night of November 4th, 2025, authorities took into custody Samuel Zao, her 31-year-old adoptive uncle, who resided in the same household. This shocking news rattled the community, as he was not a stranger but a family member. During questioning, Samuel admitted that he committed the crime. He claimed that he had requested Vihozonu to prepare tea for him that afternoon, but she was distracted with the phone, responded in a dismissive manner, and did not get up right away. This minor act of not immediately making the tea led to her death. Samuel's anger flared up. He picked up a piece of firewood and hit Vihozonu on the head several times. The strikes were forceful enough to fracture her skull, causing her to fall. The events that followed revealed that this was more than just a fit of anger. It was succeeded by a chilling and deliberate effort to hide what had occurred. Samuel wrapped Vihozonu's head with a sweater. He stated that it was to prevent blood loss, but it also caused her to suffocate. He turned off her phone, took out the SIM card, and shattered the phone. Then he concealed her body in his room throughout the night. The next day, on October 25th, he disposed of the broken phone. The sweater stained with blood was tossed into a nearby drain. After that, he relocated Vihozonu's body to a place close to the rain well in the basement beneath the house. He covered the body with a bag, some clothes, and firewood to make it appear like rubbish. His story corresponds with forensic evidence. The timeline was consistent. Everything that the investigators had gathered matched his account. Authorities verified that during the incident, only 3 individuals were present at the house: Vihozonu, Samuel, and the grandmother. The grandmother was outside on the balcony, tending to her plants, and she was oblivious to the situation happening downstairs in the kitchen. However, the local community feels that it's not the complete truth. The explanation regarding the tea might be factually accurate as the immediate cause, yet it fails to clarify the deeper reasons behind it. Gossip began to spread on social media. People assumed that Samuel might have had a considerable amount of bitterness towards Vihozonu. The resentment could have risen from his own marginalized status, feeling like an outsider, lacking community acknowledgement, and having no accomplishments in comparison to Vihozonu. Every day in that home, he might have experienced a feeling of being unaccomplished as a middle-aged man. Moreover, he could have anticipated that she would at least show him some respect as an older relative. When she treated him as if he was insignificant and brushed aside his requests for tea, it validated his existing feelings that to her he amounted to nothing, just as he felt with the family and the community. Therefore, some individuals suggest that the murder likely had nothing to do with the tea. The tea was merely the trigger for years' worth of accumulated resentment. There was also talks of possible accomplices. The leader of the Southern Angami youth organization, which played a crucial role in arranging for the large protest march for Vihozonu, mentioned that due to the victim's status as an active athlete, it seemed improbable that just one person could have perpetrated the crime. He pointed out that she might have suffered intense agony before her passing, which suggests that there's potential involvement of several attackers. The reasoning is that Vihozonu was a skilled basketball player, youthful, in good shape, and athletic. Therefore, he insisted on a comprehensive and rigorous investigation to capture all those involved, cautioning against the acceptance of a single assailant. Some social media posts claim that Vihozonu's aunt and grandmother were part of the murder. Additionally, others circulated graphic accounts of the crime that lacked evidence. These stories regarding how her body was hidden and descriptions of injuries contradicted forensic findings. The rumors became so prevalent that on November 5th, the police in Kohima issued a strong warning to the public. Authorities indicated that individuals disseminating false information would encounter several legal consequences, such as immediate detainment, criminal charges, and incarceration. So, what were the confirmed details? Law enforcement discovered no proof of accomplices. Samuel was acting independently. He murdered Vihozonu in the kitchen at approximately 2 p.m. on October 24th. He concealed her body in his room and transported it himself to the ring well the next day. The following morning, the Purutsokil, the Naga clan group, did isolate Vihozonu's aunt and grandmother from the community following traditional laws. Members of the Kale stated that this action was taken based on potential involvement of the aunt and grandmother. The aunt was the person who took in Samuel. The grandmother was present at the house during the murder. However, the police confirmed that the grandmother was indeed on the balcony, caring for her plants. Nonetheless, police have again found no evidence indicating that either woman have been involved in the crime. Thus, the situation seems to be a community response based on suspicion and customary law rather than established facts. According to an advisory from the Kohima police, achieving justice for Vihozonu hinges on the truth rather than assumptions. However, this situation carried an additional distressing aspect, which risked transforming a family loss into a communal dispute. Samuel, who is of Nepali heritage, had been taken in by the Zao family by Vihozonu's aunt, but the specifics and legal status of his adoption are ambiguous. The Purutsu Kale noted that the absence of any formal documents such as certificate or indigenous identity papers that verified that he was a Zao was not available. He only had an Aadhaar card with the Zao name in it. Following the murder, some individuals started to scrutinize not just Samuel's behavior, but also his identity, ethnicity, and sense of belonging. The Association of Kohima Municipal Wards Council voiced significant worries about adoption methods employed by many Nagas, labeling this case as a significant awakening. They urged the public to reconsider before accepting non-indigenous Nagas. The message was obvious. Some people connected Samuel's offense to his ethnic identity. The Kohima police recognized this as a risky narrative developing and took quick action. In their public statement, they cautioned firmly against provoking violence or promoting disparity in the community by associating the crime with any particular group or ethnicity without verified proof. They indicated that such behavior would be dealt with severely under the law. This warning was essential because Samuel Zao's actions were unrelated to his ethnicity. They were solely about his decision, his anger, and his choice to attack a young Vihozonu who did not comply with his request for tea. Domestic abuse transcends ethnicity. Murder does not see race. Violence is present in every community, every background, and every society. The important issues this situation relates to is domestic abuse, the power dynamics within households, and why a young woman's refusal to serve tea immediately led to her death. These are talks Nagaland should engage in, rather than spreading ethnic disparity. Domestic abuse in Nagaland is quite prevalent. Many women are found to stay quiet and handle it alone because of fear, stigma, shame, and social expectations. As noted by a member of the Jakama Women's Society during the memorials, this issue isn't exclusively a women's matter. It affects everyone. Samuel Zao faces charges of murder and hiding evidence which carry serious consequences under Indian law, possibly including life in prison or even a death penalty. The basketball courts that once buzzed with Vihozonu's energy are now silent. The areas where she trained, the court where she claimed gold, the place where her coach admired her commitment seemed so gloomy without her. Vihozonu was tragically taken away by someone from a home that was supposed to keep her safe. She was just 22 years old, a daughter, a friend, a teammate. Samuel Zhao is currently in detention, awaiting his court hearing. The judicial system will decide his outcome. However, no verdict can bring Vihozonu back. No ruling can restore the life that she deserved. Her story is significant because it highlights that violence may not always occur in the hand of strangers. It can happen in our supposed safety of our home. Vihozonu's legacy will resonate in every young athlete who picks up a basketball and aspires to achieve their dreams. Whenever I come across incidents like this, I'm constantly reminded of how delicate life truly is. One minute you're simply going about your day, and the next minute everything can change. That concludes today's tale. Thank you for watching and have a good night.
सपना डाঙर লৈ কিনা আমা বাবা কি ছাড়িছে মই কে কৈছে আপনি বই নকৰিবি নতুন জীবন পাই যাব মই খুশি পাই কিনা ডাঙৰ করতে যাইছে হইলে বিচাই চাবি তাই গান মরম না জানে